I should be working on getting Icy songs in Avatar so I can edit together our co-op. I should be working with Fire on the Aussie X episode where I had to tell Drea and the 4 people we're covering how to actually use a tortilla. I should be doing literally anything else, so like just eternal torture. I should just be making every single character that I write in a fanfic suffer. I should be doing that. But here I am with more yokai material. Frick. So, context. This is the Yokai Advisor, a Yokai Watch Center YouTuber who, while they just seem to post clips from the recent anime Shadow Side, does various videos, whether they be reviews, discussions, or even countdowns, as well as videos about other stuff like Minecraft, Let's Plays, and Shadows. Basically, he's kinda like your average PokeTuber, but with Yokai Watch instead. And on February 7th, he made a video called Things I Hate in Yokai Watch. And needless to say, I found a few issues with the video. So with that said, let's get started.
What's up guys, it's the Yokai Advisor with another video again. Okay guys, today we're going to talk about things that I hate in Yokai Watch so much. So let's just go.
Okay, we're barely into the video and already we have some glaring issues in terms of production here. First off, your audio balancing sucks. Your music is on the same level, if not higher than your voice, which makes it really hard to hear you at some point. This doesn't help that later on you play sound effects that just overpower what you're saying. I know that I was able to make out most of what you were saying, but for future videos, lower the sound of the music and the effects. It will make it so much easier for people to follow along with what you're saying. Second, I noticed you have seemed to cut your voice clips together to where it seems to come out too fast to be natural. Please try to space out your sentences. It will make the video flow much better.
Why isn't Shogunyan limited? Okay, so I see two things that are wrong, okay? First of all, Shogunyan needs to be nerfed. Shogunyan is a legendary, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with his stats and abilities, but it's just too much. He's ruling the whole Yokai Watch system in one fell swoop. These things are the bane of my existence in Yokai Watch.
Says he's going to talk about 2 things. Only talks about 1 thing. This is why I watch mediocre anime, people. Okay, but on to the actual reason behind this. First off, you kinda contradict yourself since you state that Shogunyan's stats and moveset is fine, yet you think he's too much for the meta. Despite the fact that you just said he was okay for the meta. Wah? And secondly, why should Shogunyan be nerfed? I mean, you stated that he's able to wreck the meta, but I honestly argue that there are several yokai that can still hold their own against Shogunyan. First off, while his defenses aren't the worst, they certainly aren't the best, and he could easily be countered by an ice attribute spirit attacker like Blizzaria or Frosttail. There's also the fact that there are yokai designed to be more defensive than mine, and can act as a great counter due to them soaking up more damage, while the other 2 yokai you have out can wail away at Shogunyan. Heck, one great example is Robanyan, since his defense stat is a good 189 at level 99. Sure, Shogunyan's attack is 219 at level 99, but not only can Robanyan inspire himself to raise his defenses, but he also has this ultimate Guard Meow, which not only increases his defenses to the point the enemy can barely dent you, but also draws all attacks towards Robanyan. Combine this with how Shogunyan can barely dent Robanyan with Storm thanks to how attributes resist wind attribute moves, and Robanyan can easily last a few turns. And if that somehow isn't enough for you, you can have debuff conspirators on your team to decrease Shogunyan's stats. For example, one duo I will use is Insomni and Floyetta. Insomni has the spirit Insomnia, which greatly reduces all stats, and she has this ultimate Never Sleep Ever to do the same effect, but with the added bonus of targeting all the enemies in front. Not to mention that she's also an ice attribute, so she can deal some damage with Blizzard. And then we have Floyetta. While Floyetta's in Spirit of decreases the spirit stat won't do much, her soulmate, Cursed Love, will spirit the yokai to have their health decrease as the battle goes on. And then there is Floyetta's skill, Curse Horsu, which enhances the negative spirits your yokai place on the enemy. Considering how effective Insomnia's in Spirit is, Floyetta acts as a great support for her. And that's not taking into account the possibility of the player having the 2 side by side to take advantage of the Eerie and Spirit Unity bonus. Not to mention that there are yokai who can inspire the enemy to hit one of their allies or themselves like Snobetties. And if that isn't enough for you, you can also focus on buffing up your yokai with buffing and spirits. For example, Golden Yan's ultimate allows him and 2 other yokai to get an increase in all stats. allowing them to hit more and take more. Casanuva's spirit allows the enemy to target one yokai on your team, which can be used to have the enemy target your take so that they can slow down the damage. And finally, there are yokai like Shadow Venom who can inspire your yokai to be targeted less by the enemy. So really, while Shogun can make for a good sleeper, all it takes is a few yokai on your team to effectively slow him down. You just have to set up your yokai positions correctly before you go into a battle with someone who has a Shogun on their team. So, probably not whatever you had.
Oh, that's what this game is! I'd like to go back to the cute stuff now!
Snow Betty! So Yokai Watch is supposed to be about friendship, right? And yokai are supposed to befriend everyone. But this one seems like she's not befriending me, she's just helping herself. Why is it that you, out of all the yokai, kill my yokai? Can you at least kill one of their yokai before you die? Take them with you instead of taking my yokai with you? Brat's looking dog?
I'm sorry, what? Advisor, you don't know how to set up a good team now, do you? Okay, so let me break down how this really isn't that big of a deal. First off, despite not hearing it clearly thanks to that gun sound effect, I was able to make out something about Snow Betty keeps killing your yokai and not her allies. Confused, I had to look up Snow Betty's set to find that she has the skill Know Your Place. But the problem is that it doesn't target your yokai, but rather her allies, as if the user would be defeated by an attack, they knock out an ally in the front line instead to recover HP. So, if this is what you meant by that, then firstly, you're wrong about who she's targeting, and secondly, that's very easy to counter. Simply target Snow Betty's allies before targeting her, or use a ultimate that covers everyone. Now, if you just mean that you simply get beaten by her a lot, there are still ways to counter her. First off, she happens to have mediocre defenses, so using Spire attribute spirit attackers such as Kiwi would probably help in countering her. There's also the fact that as an ice attribute spirit attacker herself, she does a great deal of damage to those with the wind attribute, so having one out would probably screw you over. And again, using debuff inspirators like Insomni and buff inspirators like Goguyon can help improve your chances in battle. Do you just not know how to build a team properly to support one another and cover for each other's weaknesses? Because it seems like you don't know how to build a team.
A failed lottery system? Now I know luck is very much in mobile games, but what is the importance of this Crank-a-kai? Really? What is the importance of it, okay? Except to pull out yokai at random. And by the way, why are they stuck in there? Why can't they live their life? You don't see any other yokai not living the life, so why aren't they living the life? Oh, but I have to open them to set them free? That's just really messed up. I would say I'm complaining too much about this, but in Yokai Watch, you can get coins. In Yokai Watch Wibble Wobble, it's very hard to get these coins.
Okay, what is with coming across people who have played the Yokai Watch games, and yet they don't remember details from the games? Anywho, first off, it's explained why the yokai are there thanks to the fact that long before the first and second games happened, some monks sealed away yokai in the castles as the monks saw them as a threat to the human realm. We learn about this at the start of the first game when we free Whisper from his castle and he starts blabbing about his backstory. From that and the reactions of the yokai you free from it, you can easily add 2 and 2 together. Next, there is some form of importance when it comes to the Crank-a-kai, and that's with getting the exclusive rare yokai found within it. Not only are these yokai rare S-rank that can provide great advantages for battling, such as Cruncher and his skill that prevents loafing, but they're also needed to unlock the legendaries Gigaros with the present day yokai in both games, and Slurpint with the classic yokai in the second games. I understand if you don't like the luck face factor involved with getting these yokai, but you not understand why they're there in terms of the lore and how the yokai can be viewed as important for collecting yokai makes your reason come off as very shaky to say the least.
Go get it yourself. Like I said, go get it yourself. If you need it so much that I have to fetch for it, go get it yourself. This is not Animal Crossing.
Okay, look, I understand where you're coming from. Really, I honestly do. But you're overgeneralizing all of the fetch quests since there are some legitimate reasons for why you have to go get items for other people in yokai. For example, in the first game, you have to go fetch food for Walkappa. Why? because the poor guy was training so hard for a swimming competition that he literally had no energy to go get it himself. Or how about the request in the second game where you have to get diary pages from Dr. Mattyman, but only because he's too depressed to do anything after you destroyed his creation? Or how about the times when, due to Mr. Time being busy, you have to get his items in order to have your watch upgraded? I will admit that there are some requests where the NPCs can easily get the items themselves, such as how the lady with the child in the first game made you grab a soda only because she was too lazy to go get one for the kid herself. But even still, you're broadly generalizing how badly the reasons for the fetch quest can be. Anyway, after this, he complains about needing Katie not getting together and ends the video. Really, I don't have much for final thoughts aside from going over your reasoning for hating certain things, do a bit more research, and obligatory get good at the meta, yes scrub. Now if you'll excuse me, I gotta go do those things I mentioned at the start of the game. Bye bye!